got the angle.
Trying to get that burnout on them tires, though.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands.
That's a good shot.
Strong like a tree.
So yeah, the history of UK and Paul Miller goes back as far as the Adolph Rupp era, whenever the original Mr. Miller started lending vehicles to the coaches. Adolph Rupp was the original one to receive the vehicles there. So it goes back all the way to then, and then up to now, where we're now able to use these name, image, and likenesses with the students as well. So it's not just the coaches anymore. Now it's the parts of the entire program.
We at Brainbox realized when Paul Miller Ford came together with Athlete Advantage that there was an inherent benefit in talking about firsts, a history of firsts, in fact.
So Mr. Miller was ahead of his time. Really forward thinking in everything that he did, and that has kind of carried through with John Paul and JP. They both have been ahead of the curve in a lot of the decisions that they've made and the way they've approached things. When people usually were like, I don't know if that's a good idea, they kind of doubled down on those things, which I think is like a true sign of a good leader.
The NIL deals, it's a new arena here. Last year was kind of like the Wild West, and it was a lot of fun to try to navigate and figure out how best it could be leveraged for marketing purposes, community purposes, business purposes. But that was the thing, we really didn't know what we could and couldn't do yet at the time. And our very first experience was with signing Wan'Dale Robinson, a fantastic wide receiver from UK, who's now New York Giants, so that's pretty awesome. And we kept it pretty traditional that time. It was just with filming him with some commercials and using him for advertisements and things like that. But it was a great introduction, I think, for us into the arena of working directly with the athletes. And now that we had our introduction into that, and we're able to see what we could and couldn't do there, and then to now get to translate that over a year later with more experience and more work and more knowledge.
It ended up working out really well, and it gave us a lot of context for what we needed to do with Will. And then having, the number one player really last year was Wan'Dale Robinson, and then being able to get the number one player this year, Will, was awesome.
So the premier event for Drive It Like a Wildcat's a really exciting time with Brainbox Immersive Marketing's partnership with Athlete Advantage. We look at this as a great opportunity for us to provide an exciting experiential solution for fans and customers of Paul Miller Ford to really have an experience.
So Drive It Like a Wildcat is our little catchphrase that we like to use here at the dealership, and we want to tie in the Kentucky Wildcats in the dealership. And so from there, we wanted to then bring that over to the relationship with Levis. And he is driving a Ford Bronco this year. He really exemplifies that as well, his aggressiveness, how strong he is on and off the field. So bringing those two together is where we got the idea for the commercial, and so that's why you see the relationship between how the Bronco interacts out in nature and how Will Levis interacts out on the field.
At Athlete Advantage, we're excited about the Drive It Like a Wildcat campaign with Paul Miller Ford, because it provides us with the opportunity to truly execute our mission of maximizing opportunities for player brands, as well as creating extreme amounts of value for participating businesses in NIL.
We reflected on the fact that Paul Miller Ford has been the supporter of UK athletics for going on 60 years, and they're now demonstrating another first in support of the NIL movement in partnership with Athlete Advantage.
I think it's going to be awesome. I love what it does for the community. I love what it does for Will personally. I love what it does for UK football. It's a different kind of platform that you're not really seeing a lot of other schools do.
Not just watch a commercial as part of a premiere, but to be part of the commercial experience and have a little extra special participation feeling and feel a little bit like they are part of the commercial experience himself.
This is a milestone that we believe will become a long-standing relationship, but develop a model that serves to really operate as a guideline in terms of NIL.
We see this as a model of leadership between a sponsor and a company such as Athlete Advantage to define a new role for sports marketing in the future.